Pressure rising with the spark. One wrong move and you fall apart. So brace yourself, don't blink. As we take it all. No fear.
Welcome everyone in to the virtual Talladega Superspeedway. It's a Friday night, and that means the Dega Pros Stars and Stripes Shootout Series. And we're here tonight for 40 laps of action in the NASCAR Xfinity Series cars. And we are about to get it on with a big field here tonight. I'll be your host, Michael Triscaro of PGR eSports. And man, am I looking forward to calling this race here tonight. You see the flyer right there, based on 30 entries, a top 6 payout to the drivers here tonight. They won't get a fast repair, so only one car. You got to try to keep it clean throughout tonight's race. 45% fuel and one green-white checker if we need it. So that is how we will start and set up our race here tonight, as we take you trackside here in a moment. All these cars on the track getting their qualifying laps in. We'll get to that grid here very shortly. We'll have some driver interviews as well here tonight. Man, but I am looking forward to a good race, and I hope you guys are looking forward to a good one as well. As you see David Justin on the track, just I believe finishing his qualifying lap. He's going to go all the way up to P6 on the board at the moment. Kyle Adams of MRL, racemrl.com. Don't forget to sign up for their MRL 500, which will take place next week. Richard Elliott on track tonight in the 02. Currently 11th on the board. Now back to 12th as Matt Lee has now surfaced into the top 2. Kenny McCullough Jr. on the provisional pole at the moment. But I am looking forward to this one. Been looking forward to this one all day long. And don't forget the PGR 500 coming up in just a week and a half. Not even at this point. If you're not signed up yet, don't forget to go to pgresports.com. Get that entry fee in. Get that registration form in. And don't miss the biggest super speedway money race of the year, the 2026 and second annual PGR 500. Landon Velicky here on track tonight, getting his qualifying laps in as well. These drivers all have 10 minutes tonight to get their laps down. Jeff Merck now up to the provisional pole, but there are still a host of other drivers still left to come, and this is one of the fastest men. When it comes to qualifying, it's the Extra Life number 6 Chevrolet of Cody Niegels out of Rolla, Missouri. And they'll have to knock Nathan Harper off the board as Nathan Harper now goes to P1. But Cody Niegels just rolling off for his qualifying lap here tonight. Landon Velicky goes to 3rd on the board. Ethan Eckert just finishing up. Here's Vicente Guerrero out of Galt, California. He'll pilot the Camaro around the racetrack as well, looking to lay down a hot lap here. But a really healthy field here tonight. We'll get the total count in just a little bit as we get to our grid. But it looks like a really healthy Friday night. And we've seen some of the best money races here Friday nights of late. As Trevin Astronaut out of the south side of Augusta, Georgia, the mayor of Browntown, as he's put his machine on the 8th spot for now. Aaron Johnson also in tonight's race, as he is going to complete his qualifying lap in the 33 Chevrolet, the Realtree Chevrolet, in the green and black colors here tonight out of Alabama. As Aaron Johnson now, he'll actually go up to the 11th spot at the moment. Matthew Baker and the number 5 Coasting Thunder Camaro on track as well. One of the favorites here tonight in this Xfinity Series car. It's a car he knows well, and he has driven this car to victory lane plenty of times before, and that car is looking sharp here on the racetrack tonight out of Magnolia, Texas, being out Jacksonville, Florida. We'll go back up here to Cody Niegels, 21st at the moment. I believe he's going to put down a lap here. We'll see if Cody Niegels could vault to the top of the board. Sean Corbett, that is, up to 6th. He had a 5th place finish in last night's PGR Intimidator Super Speedway race. So Sean Corbett, a great night out of Wilmington, North Carolina last night. Also collected the bonus. So Sean Corbett, a really good night. And we'll see if he can bring that momentum here tonight. We got Timothy Gall here on the racetrack in his Ford up to the 16th position. That'll end his qualifying effort. Matthew Baker is done. He's going to qualify 4th at the moment, but like I said, Cody Niegels is coming around right now. We'll see if Cody Niegels can vault himself to the top of the board, and it'll be a place he's used to being. We'll see. Here he comes across the line. Cody Niegels, provisional pole, and I bet you that's going to be the pole sitter as Nathan Harper now gets bumped to 2nd as we get closer and closer to tonight's grid. Few more drivers here left to qualify, and then we will head down trackside for the starting grid, the starting lineup here tonight. Like I said, a really healthy field has joined us, so really looking forward to watching this race tonight. One of my favorite car and track combinations here in the Super Speedway money racing community, and that's the Xfinity Series car here at Talladega Superspeedway. And just got word the driver's car is heading down to the grid, and we'll go right down here in just a moment. And we will capture tonight's starting grid. On row number 1 here tonight, and pole sitter Cody Niegels. And the outside ahead will be Nathan Harper starting in 2nd. In row number 2, it'll be Jeff Merck starting in 3rd tonight. Landon Velicky in the 62 for the Jack Shack will start in 4th. On row number 3 tonight, it'll be the Coasting Thunder number 5 starting 5th, Matthew Baker, and Stephen Miles in the 24, who will start 6th. Rolling off on row number 4 in 7th position tonight, Ethan Eckert, and to his outside will be the 03 of Kenny McCullough Jr., who'll start 8th. On row number 5, it'll be Vicente Guerrero starting 9th. To his outside, Sean Corbett, who will round out your top 10 starting positions. Row number 6 here tonight, Richard Elliott starts 11th. Matt Lee, the 04 Blenders Machine, he'll start P12 tonight. Starting in 13th on row number 7 will be Trevin Astronoff, and outside of him will be Jeff Ford, starting 14th here tonight. In row number 8, it will be PGR VRX Brian Henning starting 15th, and to his outside, Aaron Johnson, who will start in 16th. In row number 9, it'll be David McGuire starting 17th, and Kyle Adams of MRL will start in 18th tonight. On row number 10, it'll be Timothy Gill starting 19th, and David Justin will start 20th. In row number 11, it'll be William Haley, who will start 21st here tonight. Matt Metler will roll off 22nd. Row number 12, starting 23rd, Tristan Bruce. And starting 24th tonight, Dustin Cowan. Row number 13 will be Daniel Falkingham starting 25th, and Dylan Jones starting 26th tonight. Row number 14, I believe John Ward won't be in this race. He'll be race control, but Josh McCullough will slide up to the 27th position. And row number 15 here, it will be Andrew Zanto starting 29th, and Joey Allen, who will start 30th. And Ambrose Knievel on the 16th row with Mark Vondel. They'll start 31st and 32nd. And on row 17, starting 33rd, it'll be the 84 of Justin Melikar. So that's your starting grid here tonight. And it's all led up to this, as this man right here will lead us down to the green flag for the first time here tonight. And I believe Justin Melikar might have not made the race. Looks like a 31 car field. We'll get final word on that in just a second. These drivers now getting ready to go green for the first time here tonight. 40 laps of action here in the Xfinity Series cars at Talladega. It's a Friday night Dega Pro Stars and Stripes Series, and who is going to earn their star here tonight? Matthew Baker, the most wins in series history so far. Pace car will head off and dive on to pit lane for the first time tonight. Cody Niegels in the 6th, Nathan Harper in the 7th. The crowd has come to their feet in the tri-oval. And we get set for 40 laps of action. The green flag is out here at Talladega. Cody Niegels will lead us here lap number 1 tonight. All right, to his outside, it's the 62 of Landon Velicky. Nathan Harper now on the bottom, right behind Cody Niegels. Jack Merck actually up here in the top 5 as well. Jeff Merck carrying an onboard camera here tonight. See Jeff Merck there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, currently in the 5th position. We are 2 wide here early in the race tonight. Remember, Friday nights are a little bit more sprints than they are marathons. These drivers not going to waste any time slicing and dicing their way up through the field tonight. And you do not want to be in the back, especially if there's a wreck here tonight. And in the trial once again, we'll come to the conclusion of lap number 2. So far, so clean here to begin the Stars and Stripes Shootout. And I'm looking forward here tonight to see how these drivers react with this Xfinity Series car. Not ran as much as it was about a couple years ago in the community. A lot of next-gen action right now as we lead into the PGR 500. The Gen 6 also ran a lot. We had a wreck here in the beginning, a massive hit. Oh my God, just a huge wreck. Half the field involved in this one. Wow, just a complete and utter disaster here for a lot of drivers tonight. Kenny McCullough involved, Dustin Cowan, Landon Veliky, Matt Lee has crashed, as has Josh McCullough. Man, the list is long. I can't even keep up right now. And just 4 laps into this one, the big one strikes here. Cody Eagles was in the right spot up here in the front. We see a little bit of damage to the rear of Jeff Merck, but I'm telling you what, once we go back to that replay, we're going to see a lot of chaos happen here. As the pace car at Ford Mustang is going to lead this crew around the racetrack here, and I'm sure a lot of drivers will be coming down and getting fuel, topping off Sunoco Racing fuel with 45% fuel here in the tanks tonight. We will go and look back at that replay momentarily. Want to thank all the viewers for coming out and joining us here tonight. You could drop a chat here. We see Baker's mom in the chat. At our awesome COD in the chat as well. Misfit Productions. Appreciate you guys. We want to know who is your pick to win tonight's race. Drop their name, the driver name, in the chat. And let us know when you get to see this replay, man, how big of a wreck that was here tonight. We'll see Cody Eagles here probably lead a host of cars here onto pit lane. And a lot of takers here early. Makes a lot of sense with the 45% fuel. A lot of drivers getting into their box. Here's your race leader, Cody Eagles, the pole sitter, into his box. First pit stall. Fuel is going into that 6 machine. He's going to go straight out. Cody Eagles wins the race off pit lane. So let's go back here to that yellow flag, because this was a big one. And it's actually going to start up here in the front with Stephen Miles, Jeff Merck, Nathan Harper, and Landon Veliky. You see Miles right into the outside fence, and he goes just up and over. What a wreck. Stephen Miles, what a hit up and over. Kenny McCullough, hard hit to the outside fence as well. Man, you just see everybody just trying to miss this one. Debris all over the place. A lot of tire smoke here. Unbelievable hit for Stephen Miles and Kenny McCullough. We'll go back here again and try to get this chopper angle here so we could better see what kind of starts this wreck here. Yep, right there, you're going to see it. We'll back it up. Keep an eye on the 60 of Jeff Merck. Veliky comes down to side draft a little bit. Nathan Harper actually gets Cody Nichols loose. Jeff Merck actually goes up the racetrack and gets into the 24 of Miles. So he comes down into the 7. Watch Stephen Miles and Kenny McCullough. Stephen Miles is up and over, flipping over the field. Nearly lands on top of the 11. He's still up in the air. It actually comes down on the 3 there. And what a ride for Stephen Miles. We got to get that in the cockpit because that is just an insane impact. So this is going to be real time here with Stephen Miles. And I'm assuming that'll end his night early. Back here live, Mark Von Dell now being scored to your leader. Pace car lights are out. Some different strategies going on here. But the first caution flag of the night comes early. A big one here at Talladega. So we'll get to go back green flag racing here next time by Von Dell and Zanto now will be on the front row. Ambrose Kniebel third. David Justin in fourth. So a wild top 4 at the moment. Nathan Harper's going to wedge himself in there in 5th. William Haley up to 6th. Aaron Johnson 7th. You have to go back to Cody Nichols in 8th. And Matthew Baker, who I'd assume have the most fuel here amongst your leaders. Ethan Eckert now has cracked the top 10 with the reigning PGR 500 champion Daniel Falkingham behind him in the number 39 here tonight. Mark Person in the chat, and we appreciate you as well, Mark Person. Well, we'll try this one again. If you're just joining us, we had a massive wreck. They're nearing the end of lap number 3. We are ready to go back racing here and see if we can get back to some green flag racing. Back into the restart zone again. Von Dell gets a jump here. You see only 5 cars in the outside lane. I would assume a lot of double pitting there. With 45% fuel here tonight, Mark Von Dell gets a big lead. Zanto is going to file back down here to the bottom of the racetrack. And that leaves only a few cars here. Ambrose on the outside of the 33. I believe that is going to be Johnson, Aaron Johnson, that is, dives down to the bottom of the racetrack. So new sheriff in town, Mark Von Dell, getting some TV time up here in the front out of Lake Placid, New York, in the 59 McCullough Motorsports machine. As Zanto peeks to the outside, right here in second right now, David Justin in the 11. Nathan Harper now third in line here on the bottom as that middle lane starts to form. Eagles a little bit farther back, working on the rear bumper of William Haley. Daniel Falkingham in the outside on the back bumper of Ethan Eckert. As Ethan Eckert looks to make a 3-wide move here. As we enter turn number 3. We are 2 wide here. Man, what a race last night. The PGR Intimidator Superspeedway Series in the Legacy Gen 4. I mean, we saw 4 wide lap after lap last night, and that was a sight to see. It's been a while since we've seen that. Not sure if we'll see any 4 wide racing here tonight. I'm sure we'll get 3 wide here shortly, but these drivers taking a little bit easy right now after that big wreck to start tonight's race. Zanto gets pushed 3 wide. He's going to parachute now here farther on back. Steven Miles, we said, I believe he's off. Kenny McCullough Jr., Kyle Adams as well in the pits. So those drivers most likely out of contention here tonight. Pretty much 25 cars all the way. Well, here's Joey Allen. He's in 25th right now as he works with Richard Elliott. And then back to Andrew Zanto. He's at the rear of this main pack. So 23 cars out of the 31 starters here tonight in this main pack. If you go back to Andrew Zanto there, he was just up front a minute ago, but now a man up front, Aaron Johnson. He leads the bottom. Ethan Eckert's going to lead that middle lane, but Johnson now with the lead as he's getting a push from Mark Vondell. 10 of 40 in the books, 30 more laps to go here on Friday night. Ethan Eckert now snatches the lead. He's going to clear in front of the 33 of Johnson. That opens up the door here for Daniel Falkingham. Apologies for the camera as the drivers come right through the tri-oval. Falkingham now breathing down the back of Ethan Eckert. Another player, Tristan Bruce, now the number 3. He's behind Falkingham as he's pouting the FanDuel machine here tonight. So a lot of new names in this field. Love to see it here in Dega Pros. The Stars and Stripes series has brought out the best in drivers each and every Friday night. And tonight we'll see if we can etch a new name in the history books. And Daniel Falkingham, a one-time winner in this series that, really just began here in the last couple months. So, like I said, Matthew Baker, I already believe 3 wins here. As Matthew Baker still has to make his way through the field. He's being scored in the 18th position at the moment. Trevor Ashwinoff back here as well, the 89. He's working with his teammate Veliky as they're just riding along at the moment. A third lane has opened up the door, and that's the 95, the FDGPC. Jeff Ford in action. That is a sight to see as he gets a rear view mirror full of David McGuire down the backstretch. The 68 Matt Metler as well. 3 cars, 3 wide here into turn number 3. And we have a wreck. Caution is going to fly. The 26 is around. That's Timothy Gill, sorry. And the second caution flag of the night is out. Aaron Johnson, your leader, as all these drivers slow down to catch the pace car here. And we will go back momentarily and take a peek and see what happened here to bring out the second yellow flag of the night. And we'll see if these drivers need any more fuel to get to the end tonight. I believe they will. And we'll go back here. Take a peek here what happened on this yellow flag. Timothy Gill involved. See Gill there in the middle, the 26. He's going to tangle here with the 68, the Team Watson race. Yeah, Gill's just going to wash up the track, getting the Metler. And that's going to turn Metler down the racetrack back into Gill himself. He's going to hit the outside fence hard. That'll end the night for Gill. Metler in the fence as well. I don't think he got it near as bad. And Drew Zanto comes right into it. He's going to have some front end damage, and I think for the most part that is it. So only a couple cars here affected. Here in the second caution flag of the night. We'll go back live here and see if these cars come down to pit lane. I do believe pit lane's going to be pretty busy here. And a lot of takers here coming down pit road. Matt Lee is one of them, as pit road is busy. You see Astronaut in Ford's coming out of his box. Richard Elliott, Brian Hennings. Ethan Eckert wins the race off pit lane right in front of Daniel Falkingham. Looks like Aaron Johnson, William Haley possibly did not stop. So we'll see what their strategy play is. Jeff Merck still sits on pit lane, assuming he's fixing some damage, as is Landon Veliky and Kenny McCullough, who's been on pit lane for a while now. As you see Jeff Merck trying to find his way back into this race tonight. We go back here and we'll take a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. We still have a lot of action left here tonight on the live on the PGR eSports Network. It's Michael Triscaro here for the Dega Pro Stars and Stripes Series. Here live at Talladega Superspeedway as we get set to go back to green flag racing. We're going to bring a man up here in the booth, currently in the top 3 positions. It's the 59 Mark Vondell. You got a copy?
Hey, how you doing, Michael?
Man, we're doing good right here, but it looks like tonight so far so good for the 59 machine for McCullough Motorsports. Tell us about your night so far. Looks like you've been up front most of it. And how do you feel about your chances of getting a victory lane here tonight?
I feel pretty good tonight. I kind of missed that first drag, which I was lucky to miss. And I've been up front since then and pushing Aaron there for a little while. He held a nice line. And then we stayed up front, and hell, here we are. We'll see what happens.
Well, Mark, doing a great job here tonight. Before we let you go, man, it's the PGR 500 season. How much are you looking forward to that race this year?
I can't wait, bud. I look forward all year.
Well, Mark, go get him up here. Hopefully we'll be talking to you here after the race.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Mark Vondell restarts here in the top 4. On the front row, Daniel Falkingham and Ethan Eckert. 2 cautions in the books. 15 laps of 40 in. As we get set to go back green, as the flagman gets the green flag out, and we are back racing here for the Stars and Stripes Series. Falkingham lining up with Eckert here. Opens the bottom for Jeff Ford. What a surprise winner that could be here tonight. The FVG PC machine. Man, what a run. Off turn number 2. Leads the bottom lane. Jeff Ford to the lead here. And that is not something you see all the time. Once one of the biggest promoters, now on the racetrack. And I'll tell you what, he is in front of this field, piloting this Ford right in front of Tristan Bruce, as now Ethan Eckert has inched ahead. That middle lane surging at the moment. Falkingham will lead this lap. Nathan Harper, Cody Neagles in tow. Here comes Matthew Baker, as well as Dylan Jones into the fray. Three wide in the tri-oval. We're going to count them down here at Talladega. 23 laps to go now. Ethan Eckert leads Daniel Falkingham. Nathan Harper, Cody Neagles, Tristan Bruce is your top 5. 2 yellow flags if you're just joining us. Kenny McCall is going to blend back into the racetrack. He's had to overcome a lot of repairs here tonight. One of my favorite cars here. This was the car for the SummerSlam 499 in 2024 before we moved to the Gen 6 car here, or last year in 2025 for the SummerSlam. And that race won by Malik Ray back in 2024 here in this Xfinity Series car, and kind of lucked into that win at the end of that race, and that was a heck of a celebration for him, as Cody Neagles now your leader. Cody's really come on strong of late. He has been looking forward to the PGR 500, see if he can win another big race. Matthew Baker will try to look to do the same. Third lane, Matthew Baker now. A surge here to the front for the Coasting Thunder number 5. And right behind him, I believe, is going to be Josh McCullough. So a great push from him. Jeff Merck third in line. On the top, there goes Cody Neagles. He's going to pick up his teammate, Matthew Baker. 3 wide, 4, now 5 cars here on the top with Matt Lee. Here comes that third lane. They're holding their own with just 3 cars here at the moment. On board now with Jeff Merck. As you see, Jeff Merck white knuckling it here in this lane right behind Josh McCullough. Trying to get Matthew Baker clear to the front. Cody Neagles, though, teammates with them. He's in that middle doing a great job holding that lead. He'll actually go all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. So now Cody Neagles leads the bottom. Matthew Baker the top. Here comes Daniel Falkingham up the middle with Trevin Astronaut and Landon Velicki. There's some really good racing going on at the moment. Seems like these drivers are able to really make the moves they are looking to make, and we've seen it work tonight. That third lane, we've seen at pretty much each and every lane work. As Falkingham now inches ahead on the bottom. Jeff Ford still there in the middle in the top 10. Now Ashronoff, a multi-time winner in PGR eSports, looking for his first Dega Pros Stars and Stripes win. Clears to the bottom. Matthew Baker surges on the top. Velicki now leads the middle. It's the Jack Shack now up here in the front. Can Matthew Baker somehow get around these two, Velicki and Astronaut? $20 laps to go. It'll be 19 laps to go here at the line. Andrew Zanto, you see it underneath the apron there. Damage to Zanto, still on the front end of his racecraft. David McGuire being scored in 13th. And the number 18 Combos Machine. Well, you've seen a lot of these guys that have not raced often in this money racing community come out here. They're excelling here tonight. Can we have a new racer win their first money race? We shall see. Good to see Brian Hennings back out in the track as well. The number 74. He'll take aim at the PGR 500. Go down here and try to get a report on our weather here tonight. 65, it looks ambient temp, but a really hot racing surface. Thought it'd be warmer out than that, but 122 degree track temp here, partly cloudy. So possible some handling issues as the run goes on. These drivers really getting after it right now. Dylan Jones in the outside lane. As he gets a push from Jeff Merck. We got a drag race here to the start-finish line between Daniel Falkingham and Trevin Ashwinoff. A little bit of teammates split up at the moment, but a lot of these drivers have worked together well in the past, as you see Cody and Eagles pushing Ashwinoff and Veliky on the back bumper of Falkingham. Jeff Ford there in the middle as well. Baker's faded just a little bit back to the 11th position, now 10th. Aaron Johnson still holding his own up to 13th. David Justin 14th. But I'll tell you what, Daniel Falkingham up 24 positions now from his starting spot. Ashwinoff up 11. Ford up 9. So a lot of these drivers up quite a bit of spots here. Josh McCullough up to 14th. He's up 14 spots. And Aaron Johnson on the track. Just getting word, another director of MRL getting some racing action here tonight. Aaron Johnson, like we said, holding his own right outside the top 10 at the moment. We'll see if Johnson can get back to the front of this field. As he's now got a little bit of a gap to him and Matthew Baker. He'll get picked up by Bruce here in the number 3 FanDuel Chevrolet. He'll work that middle lane and suck up. There's Baker, comes down in front of Bruce. That hangs out Ethan Eckert. Eckert all by himself at the moment. As he looks for a way in, not going to get it. Johnson back out to the top. He'll try to pick up the 12 of Eckert. Well, back up front, it's just too wide here. As these guys just riding around at the moment, I would believe we'll have one more stop to make it all the way to the checkered flag. 15 laps to go now. Ashwinoff and Falkingham lead. And now, as we get to a situation where we might get inside that fuel window, you might see some of these bigger teams come down pit lane a little bit short pitting, try to get off sequence than the rest of the field and spread this field out and try to continue on green all the way to the checkered flag tonight. And while we have a minute, why not a good old-fashioned NASCAR crank it up? New leader up front, it's Matthew Baker. Off turn number 2, he leads Falkingham, Veliky, Astronaut, and Eagles. That's your top 5. As now Matthew Baker, as he always does here in this Xfinity Series car, finds his way to the front of this field. When it matters most, 12 laps to go. And with a pit stop looming here, it's going to be the money stop here shortly for these drivers. And we might have a wreck, though. We might not get that green flag stop. We do have guys coming down the pit. McGuire coming down, as he might actually spin out here. Mark Vondell to pit lane, as is Josh McCullough. So the first round of green flag stops, Vondell actually overshoots the box. So keep an eye now on these leaders. We'll see if they come down this time by a single file here. All right, this is going to be the money stop. And here they come. Matthew Baker will lead them down. Three, even 4 wide here on pit lane. And here they come. The money stop is on. Sunoco Racing Fuel. And it's go time here at Talladega. Here's the race off. It's going to be Trevin Astronaut. A money stop for the 89. He leads Falkingham, Baker, Veliky, and Cody Neagles off pit lane. What a stop for the Jack Shack. These 3 linked up here. They're going to blend into the racetrack here. That's the 02 of Elliott, I believe, going to be going down a lap. If not already down a lap. And that really is going to separate our field. We will go through the field here momentarily. 10 laps to go. And we'll see how this will all play out. So here's where we're at the moment. As you see Falkingham going to the outside of Astronaut. He'll get picked up by his teammate, though, Veliky. Neagles, I would assume, would go with Baker here. Eckert behind him. So we'll try to figure out how big this pack is. Dylan Jones at the back of the main pack is 10th at the moment. But Jeff Merck, Aaron Johnson, they have the draft of this main pack. So that's 11th and 12th. You have to go back here to Josh McCullough. Getting pushed by his dad, who's laps down at the moment. And Josh McCullough is going to try hard to latch on to the back of this main pack. He sits in 13th. You'd have to go farther back to Tristan Bruce. Most likely will not be able to catch, as he's blinking out just a little bit, this main pack, him and Jeff Ford. So back up front, it's a 12-car race at the moment, as Josh McCullough tries to track down these leaders. 8 laps to go. And here we go, a big one. In the front, it's Astronaut. Baker involved. Oh my God, this race has changed and upside down. As the 3rd caution flies, damage to the front of the 5, damage to the front of the 39. 2 of the best drivers in this field will head to pit lane for repair. And just like that, we have ourselves a brand new race here. And Daniel Falkingham, Matthew Baker involved. I believe Timothy Gill involved as well. That was a big one. I don't know what happened there. We're going to have to see. That brings a lot of players back into this race. That's for sure. Matt Lee's now find himself in the front of this pack as well, as Velke waits for the pace car. We'll go back here, find out what brought out that yellow flag. Wow, wow. Let's see here. I believe this was a lap car. I could be wrong here, but William Haley. Yeah, wow. Yeah, William Haley is a lap car. Or he was trying to fight to stay on the lead lap, but just watch this impact. And I would say the chat is going off in the session tonight. And William Haley probably going to be the topic of discussion after this race. Let's watch this again here. Astronaut is, I mean, they just have nowhere to go. Haley needed to either stay on the bottom or go to the top. He kind of starts drifting to the middle. Astronaut didn't know where he was going to go. Matthew Baker, though, right to the outside fence. Haley, obviously, as well. Here comes Falkingham, really nowhere to go as he gets into Haley there. And an unbelievable turn of events here. You don't see that often with a lap car, but William Haley's definitely going to learn from that one tonight. Watch this one more time as the field gets up here. And there's Haley. I mean, he's almost splitting the middle of the two lead lanes. Yeah, I'm not sure what and then he gets out of the gas. Astronaut just kind of hesitates. Really no fault to him. He just really didn't know what Haley was going to do there. And that's what happens when you mix some new drivers in with a group that does this night in, night out. And sometimes that happens, but Baker and Falkingham pay the biggest prices with all that front end damage you see to those Chevrolets. And wow, a big turn of events here. We'll go back live. It's Landon Velke, your leader. 3 caution flags, now 6 laps to go. Pace car lights still on. We'll bring up John Ward here and see if we got a copy with your race control here tonight. John Ward, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you're in the racing session. Let the viewers know. We're trying. I mean, I'm mind blown up here. I believe a car that was about to go a lap down. I mean, I think he hesitated. A new driver here kind of just stayed in the middle of the racetrack, and the Astronaut didn't really know what he was going to do. And man, that just took out a couple really big cars here. And I mean, we don't have that happen. We possibly go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, man. There was a couple guys going a lap down. I got on the microphone and told them, hey, you know, the leaders are coming up on you. One of them went down low, and then I seen William Haley, and then he stayed in the middle of the track, and I was hollering, hey, they're coming up on you. And I mean, at the last second, I don't know if he turned up, but he ended up leaving right after he did that. So I don't know if it was intentional or what. Usually, you know, he'll say, hey, I'm sorry. So I'm going to have to look into it. Maybe he's going to be banned. But, yeah, that was not good. Took out some of the leaders there, and these guys are not happy with him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, man. It's going to be the topic of discussion after tonight's race. But up until that point, only 2 cautions. It's been a really good race. These Xfinity Series cars putting on a really good show. These drivers 3 wide a lot of the night, John. Well, you watched most of this race tonight. Who do you think is your pick to win here with just 4 laps to go when we go back green?
Well, I had Daniel. He was looking really good, so I don't know how much damage he got out of it. But we still got Trevor's up there and Cody. Matt Lee's been up and down. So, if I had to choose, it's going to be either Matt Lee or probably Cody.
Well, we'll see if that comes true. John, we'll let you go back to your duties here tonight, and we'll go ahead and see if we can have a great finish. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you, Mike.
Well, send John Ward back to race control, because here we go, a 4-lap shootout for the Friday Night Stars and Stripes Series. We hope you get your popcorn out, crack open a cold one. It's going to be a heck of a race to the checkered flag. The 04, Matt Lee here on the bottom. Landon Velicky to the outside. It's old school here on a Friday night. Can Matt Lee get the victory lane? Right behind him, Cody Neagles, Brian Hennings. Astronaut in the top 5 as well. Pace car to pit road. Fans on their feet. Let's get back to racing here. Velicky clears in front of Lee. Lee goes right to the middle. He wants nothing to do with following anyone. He wants to win tonight's race. Hennings now here, as is Johnson. Can Aaron Johnson shock the field and win it? Jeff Merck going to make a move to the outside. Back to 3 wide briefly. Jeff Merck stays 3 wide. He's got to push here. I believe Dylan Jones. They're going to come into the front here as we enter turn number 3. Three wide, nearly 4 wide. Lee gets pushed all the way underneath the yellow. 4 wide coming out of turn number 4. Merck leads the top. Jeff Merck power moves here. Right to the top of the racetrack, right to P1. Can Jeff Merck hold on? We'll have 3 laps to go at the line. He's going to come down to the middle. We stay 4 wide at the line. Mark Vondell comes back. We have a big one happening in the middle of the racetrack. Nathan Harper involved, Vondell involved, Josh McCullough. And that will put us into NASCAR overtime tonight. Jeff Merck, your leader, he's got to be happy about what he sees. You see him there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Not a happy guy there in the 7, Nathan Harper. Josh McCullough. Matt Lee involved as well. Wow, just Matt Lee towing to pit lane. He is going to be out of this race. As back up front, the Blue Angel Camaro, Jeff Merck, will have a 2-lap shootout to try and get the monkey off his back. Wow, what a wreck we had there. There's some crazy pushing here. Josh McCullough. Here goes the 3, I believe, of Bruce. That's Tristan Bruce. Eckert involved. Just a big one. Vondell's going to hit the outside fence. Justin involved. 14 as well. I think that's Guerrero. Yeah, he comes right down, and that's where Matt Lee gets a lot of his damage. Ambrose Kniebel in the 04. Shout out to him and Blind Squirrel Racing coming on board again. And their kind donation for the PGR 500. And we'll see Ambrose in that race as well. Let's go back and see what started this. It's going to be around the Josh McCullough area here. Yeah, keep an eye. They're 4 wide here, right after the start-finish line. McCullough starts drifting up the racetrack. The 3 of Bruce is getting out of the gas, and that kind of checks McCullough up. He bumps into Bruce, up into Vondell, and yeah, Bruce just, another driver out here, doesn't race these off and gets out of the gas. He saw the flames come out from his tailpipe, and yeah, look at that wreck here. That's what ends up bringing out this caution flag. You see Nathan Harper, Mark Vondell, the host of cars in this one. As we go back up front, we'll head to NASCAR overtime. It'll be a green-white checker to decide it. As pace car lights remain on. See if we could get a word with a driver here up in the front of this field. We'll bring in the number 6, the extra life car, Cody Neagles. You have a copy?
Hi, yeah, I do.
Wow, what a race, man. I'll tell you what, it's been a good one here tonight. This Xfinity Series car looks pretty racy out there, but man, walk us through. That was crazy there. A wreck up here in the front puts us to a green-white checkered, but you guys got a couple teammates up here. Gonna have to fight off the Jack Shack guys just a little bit, but hey, it looks like your chances are gonna be good here with Jeff Merck underneath you.
Yeah, I think I just stay here, and if they go third, have one of them pick me up and keep rolling. I think that's the play. We got 3 good pieces up here, and hopefully we can all cash.
Well, talk to us a little bit about this car here tonight. It's a car, you know, obviously often ran a lot about a year and a half ago and hasn't really been a part of a lot of the money racing of late. But how's this Xfinity Series car here racing tonight at Talladega?
It's like the Xfinity Series of old that we all know and love. It gridlocks, but you know, you got to deal with the net code, but the racing's fun. I like that the track temp was turned up. The third, it will roll, especially if you got teammates, so you can't count out Landon and Trev making a run at the third, but we got a counter just in case they do. But it's just about rolling the bottom 2 lanes, not so much having to worry about that right rear side draft that we're used to with the newer packages.
Well, Cody, 1 lap to go here until green. Hopefully we'll see you in victory lane and or on the podium tonight. Good luck here the rest of the way.
Appreciate it, brother. Thanks for broadcasting.
Cody Neagles will go for a victory here tonight in the Stars and Stripes Series. And a host of other cars here tonight trying to get the job done. Jeff Merck, one of them. Well, we all waited all night for this. 2 laps to decide the Stars and Stripes Shootout Series winner here tonight. Can Jeff Merck get off the schneid? Can Cody Neagles rack up another victory? Can the Jack Shack spoil the party? Veliki Astronaut? Can Brian Hennings beat them all here tonight? He'll restart in 5th. Jeff Ford on the outside looking in here. Can he shock the world? It's going to be a heck of a final 2 laps. We hope you didn't go anywhere, because this is what we all came to watch tonight. And Jeff Merck, you see him here. He has definitely feeling it right now. He's been there before. But Jeff Merck, obviously a lot of bad luck of late. And the man out of Punta Gorda, Florida, somehow try to get to victory lane tonight. He's got a teammate restarting above him. He's got a teammate behind him in Dylan Jones. Well, it's really going to be dependent here on the push Veliki gives Cody Neagles and how quick 3 wide begins. But Jeff Merck's got to be in a good spot right now to win tonight's race. Pace car diving off onto pit lane for the last time tonight. Has all these engines ready to come to full song for 2 more laps here. Green flag back into there. A great restart here for both Jeff Merck and Cody Neagles. As Veliki, he drops to the bottom behind Jones. Merck goes to the top in front of Neagles. They're going to need some help quickly from Brian Hennings down the back stretch. Dylan Jones leads the bottom. We'll see if that was the winning move or not for Jeff Merck. But Dylan Jones right now controls the race. Veliky wanted to get with his teammate Trevin Astronaut. He does. But Dylan Jones right now might just camp out here on the bottom. He's got 2 teammates above him. We'll see how it all plays out into the tribal and to the white flag. 1 lap to go here in the Dega Pro Stars and Stripes Shootout. Jeff Merck inches just ahead of Dylan Jones. Will he clear to the bottom is the question. We stay 2 by 2. I don't think there's going to be a third lane just yet. Brian Henning's knocking at the door just a little bit. Merck still leads it down the backstretch. They're wrecking behind a big run. Nathan Harper around. Dylan Jones, Jeff Merck, it might be a drag race through the tri-oval. Can Jeff Merck get back to victory lane? Here he comes. Side by side with Dylan Jones. Cody Neagles is going to push him. Can he get him all the way to the line? Jeff Merck wins it at Talladega. Your race winner here tonight is Jeff Merck in the 60, carrying the Blue Angel Navy NBG number 60. You got a copy.
Hell yeah, baby, I got a copy.
Hell yeah is right, man. You know, we had you popped up in the right-hand corner of the screen. It was a good night to have that webcam on. You see the 60 into the tribal with his teammate Cody Neagles, ready to celebrate here at Talladega. Jeff Merck, the monkey off your back here tonight. How's it feel?
Oh, dude, it's been a long time coming. I think I do a lot of stuff to myself, but I have a lot of bad luck too. And I had a really great pusher behind me, Cody Neagles, teammate of mine, just pushing his ass off. And I can't thank him enough for that. Feels good to get the monkey off the back, get back in victory lane.
Yeah, we saw on that restart, we saw Veliky go down right away, catch up with his teammate Astronaut. You just darted right to the top, no hesitation in front of your teammate Neagles. You guys also had Dylan Jones. I mean, you guys really executed the last couple laps to perfection there. And I mean, what better guy can you have than the 6 pushing you there in the tri-oval?
Yeah, I don't think there's probably a better pusher out here, really. I mean, I know Dylan was saying he's pushed more people to the win than anybody, and that's true. Dylan does push a lot of guys to the win, but if you want somebody behind you that's dedicated to you, it's probably Cody. I think he's probably one of the better super speedway racers out here.
Absolutely. And I know you have a lot of bad luck. You said you do some of it to yourself, but nonetheless, I mean, one of the best super speedway racers as well here, piloting that number 60. And Jeff, what's that feel like now, building a little bit of momentum as we get closer to the PGR 500?
Yeah, I mean that's the goal every year. I mean, it's one of the biggest, is the biggest ISS races of the year, the PGR 500. I think we're expecting 300 drivers this year, and I was real happy to come on board as an associate sponsor, because you and Baker are 2 of my best friends on the service. So anytime I can help, I really like doing that for you guys and for the community, and that's why I'm a diehard money racer. I show up pretty much as the wife will let me, and I don't cash a lot, and when I do, I'm really excited about it. So this is a really big win for me, so I'm really excited about it, and I'm really looking forward to the PGR 500.
Well, we're looking forward to it as well. I think the wife's in the chat now, so I think she's going to be pretty happy after or once you get back inside here tonight, that's for sure. But hey, man, big win here tonight in the Stars and Stripes Series, 60 in the victory lane. Before we let you go here and celebrate, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, first and foremost, I got to give a big shout out to the car owner in chat there. She's definitely the one that owns the car. So a big shout out to her, to my wife in there watching. Love you, babe.
Well, we appreciate you, man. Go celebrate this one. I know it's going to be a good night for you here tonight. Jeff Merck, everyone, gets the victory lane. What a race for Jeff Merck. And we are going to now bring in your third place finisher. That is going to be Cody Neagles in the 6. You got another copy, bud.
I'm so sorry.
I was down here talking to my teammates. They're like, "You're talking."
Mike, that's my fault. I forgot you got the broadcasting duties tonight. So, yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. Well, hey, you know, we didn't jinx you. You still finish here in the top 3, and you know what a push it was to give Jeff Merck that victory here tonight. But you guys, some really good execution there with Dylan Jones holding off the Jack Shack here in the final 2 laps.
Yeah, the first thing I want to say is I think Jeff Merck owes me his firstborn for giving him that win. I had my car doing the old wheelbarrow on the tri-oval, and I was wheeling that sucker, and yeah, I would have hung his ass out and made him not cash if I could have won that race. No, I'm kidding. I did have my hands full, though. God dang, I'm happy to get Merck a win, but I thought I was going to wreck in the tri-oval. We were all, like, both lanes were driving the piss out of it. But I saw Landon move down to the bottom, and the first thing I thought is, you done messed up. I was very, very surprised that he was behind me, lead pusher in the top, and he was in a good position, and I'm very surprised he cashed because he had himself trapped a little bit. But I guess it worked out. Merck came up. I had enough temps to push them all. And he got pushed into me, and we about wrecked. We saved it, and then we about wrecked again in the tri-oval. So, well, hell, we might have wrecked behind us. Hell, I don't know. But we cashed. We finished 1, 2, 3. What more can you ask for?
Nothing really. A great race out of you guys here tonight. Good to see a new team up here at the top of the standings, Cody. Before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I want to thank you for broadcasting the race. I want to thank good old Mr. John Ward. I want to thank my teammates at MBG. What am I drinking here? I'm drinking this very cheap off-brand monster. It's called Summit Gridlock, so I got to thank Summit Gridlock. Hopefully they'll pay me a little sponsorship. I got to apologize to John Ward for this race. I guess that's why I'm paying for the cheap monsters that don't really taste well. They taste okay. So yeah, I'm gonna dedicate this P3 to Summit Gridlock. Get you one.
Well, there you have it. Cody Neagles P3 tonight, pushing race winner Jeff Merck to the checkered flag. And now we'll get a quick word with Dylan Jones. As Dylan Jones now, he is your runner-up tonight. Dylan Jones, you have a copy.
Sure do.
All right, man. Well, what a team win it was here tonight. 1, 2, and 3. And, man, it looked like you've had at that race for just a second, but nonetheless, a second-place finish here tonight. How much did you enjoy being back in this Xfinity Series car and working so well with your teammates here tonight?
Yeah, it was great race. Honestly, the Xfinity car is kind of hit or miss how the show goes. I mean, I felt like it was a good race. I think we had a few huge wrecks, but overall good race. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Big night. That's always good for the scene.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a really good race for you guys here tonight. It's good to see a new team kind of up there and, you know, fighting for these wins. I know you guys kind of really in a duel with some other teams out there of late, but it's always nice to get that victory as a team as a whole. But we're going to look now to the PGR 500. Dylan Jones, I know we've talked to you about this a little bit in the past, but man, it's going to be a heck of a speed week here coming up in just over a week's time. You know, what is the pressure going to be like for that race? We know it's hard to get through just your heat, let alone in LCQ or duel. But what's going to be your focus point as you head into the biggest race of the year?
don't know. I'm not too stressed out about it. It's just kind of whatever's gonna happen happens. I mean, we do this stuff a whole, so we know what we have to do, and from there, some things we can't control may happen, and just run it and have some fun.
Well, before we let you go here tonight, celebrate that P2 finish. Anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Brass and Old Ward for doing the old race control.
Well, we will send Dylan Jones back up here, and I will bring up your final race results here tonight. Sorry, that podium graphic was not quite right, but it'll be... Actually, you know what? I believe let's try something really quick. Might as well. Well, I have a second here. Let's see if I can get this to work. And I cannot, so not quite sure why we're not getting the right podium finishing graphic on there. We'll have to iron that one out just a little bit. But we will now bring up your race results for the night. Jeff Merck on the top of the scoring pylon. Dylan Jones finishes in second. Cody Neagles is out the podium in third. Landon Velicky, a fourth place finish tonight. Brian Hennings, fifth. Trevin Astronaut in sixth. Jeff Ford finishes in seventh. A great race for him. Aaron Johnson, he said he had some fun tonight in the chat. He finishes in the eighth position. A great finish for Ambrose Kniebel in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 here tonight, Sean Corbett. In 11th tonight, David Justin. 12th, Matt Metler. Tristan Bruce finishes in 13th. Matthew Baker in 14th. Nathan Harper, 15th. Vincente Guerrero in 16th. Josh McCullough finishes in 17th. Ethan Eckert in 18th. Mark Vondell, 19th. And Matt Lee rounds out your top 20. 21st here tonight, Richard Elliott. David McGuire finishes in 22nd. Daniel Falkingham, 23rd. William Haley, 24th. Joey Allen, 25th. Kenny McCullough, 26th. Andrew Zanto, 26th. David Cohen, 28th. 29th goes to Timothy Gall. Stephen Miles, 30th. Kyle Adams rounds out your 31-car field. So that is your finishing results here tonight. But what a race it was. Jeff Merck gets the job done for, well, Team NBG here tonight. And what a race for Jeff Merck. We saw how elated he was. He's still here hanging out, celebrating his victory at Talladega and having a good old time as the 60 Blue Angel Navy gets the victory lane. As you see Cody Eagles there doing everything he can to keep that 60 in a straight line and heading to the checkered flag. Well, for myself, Michael Triscaro and PGR Esports, it was another good one here in the Stars and Stripes series. We'll see you all on Sunday for Sunday Fun Day. Until then, have a good night.